Hello, public opinion aficionados, and welcome to Rasmussen Reports, the independent pollster who just put a video out showing that New York and New Jersey have just swung towards Trump in a really major way. Now, that video was just put out hours ago, but here I am at 11 o'clock at night because we are so close to 100,000 subscribers, and I have more data to share with you. Data about Florida. You know that race that only went to Trump by about 3 points 4 years ago? And everybody on the left says is just so close to falling. Well, don't believe it. We're going to get into that today. But here it is, 99,800 subscribers. And normally I would wait another day or two, but my kids really want to see that play button. Do it for the kids, folks. I really would appreciate a follow on YouTube. We try and put out really great content about public opinion. And I think that public opinion is the one thing now, because the media isn't doing its job, standing between you and your freedoms being taken away. But here is the Real Clear Politics Florida aggregate, and there really has been next to no polling in the last 2 months. And if anything, it looks like the race in Florida has been tightening, with the last couple polls being Trump +5 and Trump +3. Emerson is a good pollster. They show Florida going to Trump by 5. But that really is kind of narrow considering how rightward the national popular vote has gone, and that Florida was really only Trump +3 4 years ago. And here is the 538 statistical model, again, which is supposed to correct for polling's leftward bias, for polling's, bias in general. And even though it just seems to me that the Real Clear Politics aggregate is probably a little bit too left, here it's taking a Trump +6 and turning it into a Trump +4 by adding 2 points more of leftward bias. That just doesn't seem right. But Polymarkets, on the other hand, says that Florida is going to go to Trump 84% to 17%, which, those numbers actually make rough sense, although maybe after looking at my data, they might be too low for Trump. So if you haven't seen the other video we put out today, I recommend you go watch it right now. It's New York and New Jersey. And what it shows is that those states, Trump has recaptured almost half of the margin with which he lost by in 2020. And although he has no chance really of winning them, he's going to be a lot closer than most people suspect. And what I went over is that this is not actually technically a poll. What it is that it's the assembled data that we've collected from our overnight polling results, which we happen to have by state. And if I were actually doing a state poll of Florida, I would love to collect additional data like what region in Florida you're from, or what type of area you live in, urban, suburban, or rural. Although I will say in Florida, I think those kind of things matter a whole lot less. And how I chose to weight this was by your typical demographics, gender, age, party, race, and education. And these here are literally just a copy paste of the 2020 exit polling numbers. So I didn't do anything controversial. This is literally based on how the electorate looked like in 2020. And I think we can all agree that the electorate now is going to look quite a bit different. But Republicans only have like an 8-point advantage, even though DeSantis had an absolute blowout win. And, we didn't, and no change in race or any of that other stuff. But what we did add is a massive sandbag for Republicans here by waiting to the 2020 recalled vote. And in 2020, Florida only went to Trump by 3 points here. And so we're forcing the respondents to match that. Although I can tell you the raw data was overwhelmingly pro-Trump. And even despite that, Trump is winning by 8 points now in Florida, a 5-point shift for him since 2020, which is massive. And that's not taking into account new voters or the Republican registration advantage or any of the other favorable demographic shifts. I mean, this is just a massive, overwhelming shift towards Trump. Trump +8. Let's go back to Real Clear Politics. I mean, Fox Tampa Insider Advantage, they're a pretty good pollster. Looked like they had it right in the middle of July. And this is before the switcheroo, I guess, but they did it versus Harris. Nobody else has come close. I really think, again, these numbers could be more accurate. It's a pretty good size sample. I wish I had been able to weight it towards Florida region, but do Pensacola Republicans, do they really differ that much from Miami Republicans? I don't know. And here there is a crossover advantage. It's only 2 points to Trump, and Trump's only winning independents by 5 points. I really think that's low. This could be a relatively left-leaning sample of Floridian voters. It's possible, quite possible, that Trump outperforms this. Trump's winning the white vote by basically almost 20 points. He's doing well among black voters, almost as well as he is nationally. He's actually losing the Hispanic vote here again, which might be an understatement for Trump because of the massive amount of Cuban Hispanic voters here that have seen communism. And Trump is tied among 18 to 39-year-olds in Florida. So really, I just wanted to put those numbers out. We're not going to publish it. Again, like I said, it's not a poll, but it is real data, and it's weighted like a real poll. And I mean, look at these narratives. Kamala Harris in striking distance of Donald Trump in Florida poll. I mean, there's no way. Trump's +8, at least in my opinion. Victory Insights, I don't really know anything about them, but Trump is leading Harris in Florida by around 2 points. Trump won by 3 points in 2020. And then literally all of COVID happened. There's absolutely no way that this reflects reality whatsoever. What it ultimately comes down to is if you saw this story and it upsets you, you have to stop listening to mainstream news. There's literally no way that Trump is going to lose Florida. Look, here's another Newsweek one. They're really banging away at this drum. Donald Trump's chances of losing Florida according to polls. Like literally, I think 0. But the race in the Sunshine State could still be close according to polling. Bullfinch, I think you'll find if you research them that there's some problems there. Trump only had a 1-point lead after winning Florida in 2020 by 3 points, and all of those conservative people moving in to escape the COVID lockdowns and mandates. There's no way. Well, anyway, I don't want to waste your time looking at Newsweek. It's a Republican state moving only more Republican, accelerated by all the crap that happened during COVID. Trump won it by 3 in 2020. There's absolutely no way it went left, and our data shows it. And that's the problem, because even though Joe Biden won the national popular vote incredibly massively in 2020, there really was a razor-thin margin in all of the battleground states. And everywhere in the popular vote, in big states like Florida and states like New Jersey and New York that are Democrat strongholds, the movement has all been to the right. What does that mean in the battleground states? It means that Trump is winning. I hope this video has been informative to you. We would really love your subscription on YouTube or Rumble. Follow us on Twitter at Rasmussen_poll. And thanks for watching.